Hello, thanks for joining me, astrologer Patrick Arundell, for your astrological overview for week commencing the 17th of August, a week which begins with quite a big Leo, but also quite a big Virgo influence. First off, the Leo. This is a continuation from an influence of last week, when the Sun combined with Venus, and the two are still coupled tightly together on Monday. And they're also angling across the heavens to the rather dramatic, unpredictable energies of Uranus. Now, in the case of Venus and Uranus are going to be forging a great link all this week. And this is encouraging us to be much more groundbreaking in our approach to anything to do with creativity. But also, of course, Venus is about romance. And it's a great opportunity this week to try to reinvent the spark, the magic of an existing relationship. And that might be by both you and a partner being a little bit more able to try to reinvigorate that original passion that you had when you first met. And the way to do this might be to get away together and do something completely different. If you're footloose and fancy free, however, it's possible that there could be some kind of a connection with someone, but it could be quite fleeting. You may need to be ready for it. There's definitely an opportunity to meet someone who's unusual, great fun, but not necessarily something that's going to dazzle you ongoing. It's more something that can enliven you this week. Now, if there is other possibilities between you to connect, then those can flow afterwards. But right at the start of this week, that Virgo connection sees Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, combining with the moon. This brings a more precise dynamic to bear. It's asking us to get together on the basic organisation of our lives, to be very earthed in our approach, to not take our eye off those small details. And both influences are going to be angling up well with Pluto. This tiny entity is so important, and it may be known as a dwarf planet, but its key influence in astrology. It's about truth, it's about transformation. And the angle these two forge suggests that we can all have an opportunity to really learn something quite valuable on Monday, but we need to open ourselves up and be availing to the possibility. But then there's also a quarter moon this week in Scorpio on Saturday. Ironically, the last day of the Sun's transit through Leo. The suggestion here is that there could be some jealousy and possessiveness control issues going round. If you are involved in any situation where someone does tend to be a little bit jealous, unless it's about them, particularly in a close alliance, just be aware of the dynamic. But we also need to be aware of our own motivations too. When it comes to risk-taking, and particularly financial risk-taking, the Scorpion influence here is really saying being very cautious. Don't just go for it without doing our research. But by Sunday, the Sun relocates into Virgo, joining up with Jupiter in a conjunction. This is probably one of the best conjunctions you can possibly get. And in Virgo, it can make us all feel a little bit healthier. It can give us a push to be more virtuous in our approach to what we eat, what we drink, the amount of exercise that we do. And if we are working in roles which are rather unrewarding, start looking around for something that does or would provide greater satisfaction. Virgo is a sign of giving, of being of service, so that's a clue. But this is an influence which is going to run on for much of next week, but it can also be a backdrop influence for the next year, when there is a real chance to use the Virgo energy in the sign, with Jupiter passing through this sign, to really engage and to learn a lot more about our bodily systems. And there can be a lot of developments in health and to do with convenience and helping people around service industries. All those things are going to be really much more to the fore over the next 12 months. And the process is really going to kick off now. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.